All I have for you is a word. Tenet. Use it carefully.
It was very difficult, but all in all, I think looking back at it, it was a great experience. Most people don't ever get to even go on a $150 million yacht for 2 weeks and hang out, and you're on buildings watching stuntmen fall. I mean, come on, it's fantastic. Blowing up a 747, pretty cool stuff. Hi, I'm Mike Sexton, and I was the prop master on Tenet. So the prop master is in charge of all of the props on the show, and what we mean by props are basically anything that the actors have to deal with, touch, pick up, handle, wear. In particular for Tenet, we had lots of military gear. We had any kind of food scenes that you have. We have to deal with the food, the license plates, and the police lights on cars, all the weapons, holsters, gas masks that were on the characters. So it's quite a big undertaking.
Well, I've seen too much. Well, we'll try and keep up.
What was the experience like of working with Christopher Nolan on Tenet like for you?
It's cut and dry. He's very clear as to what he wants, which for us makes it easier because there's other, directors out there who are wishy-washy about things and don't give you, clear-cut direction. It's pretty cool in that respect.
You want to crash a plane, but not from the air. No, it's so dramatic.
What was that like to have a real Boeing 747? This wasn't built on, on a stage. It wasn't done in CGI.
That was pretty much one of the craziest things I've done in the 35 years I've been doing this, was that with that airplane, getting a 747 and not just having it on a gimbal or a green screen. He had this thing towed into and crashed into the building as a live thing. It wasn't just something, that a typical movie production would do and do green screen and do impractical stuff. It was pretty far out and amazing. My part inside that plane was, at one point, it gets a hole blown in the back of it and all these gold bars come flying out because it's a heist kind of thing that's going on. Well, I had my team of guys up inside the airplane while we're getting towed on the tarmac about 20 miles per hour. The effects guys have to hit the button and blow the hole out of the back. And we had all these gold bars, thousands of them, on pallets that we had to push out the back of this hole, which is stuff that's never been done. It's never even been tried. You can't test these things because you're going to waste, thousands and thousands of dollars of time and money trying to test it. So it has to happen the first take. The second take, if we have it, try a second take, which fortunately we did, because one of the pallets at the end did get stuck on a track. So, yeah, that was one of the bigger things I've had to do in the industry, for sure. It was huge.
What happened here?
Hasn't happened yet.
Christopher loves Hamilton watches. He's used them in other movies, and he's just a big fan. Well, Christopher wanted both this blue team and red team to have these watches that were very synchronized with other props in the show, so to say, and people that had to be very specific. They had crystal clear LED, real bright. We actually had them brighten up the LEDs, which isn't a very typical thing, but they were able to get that done for us, which helped for the camera to pick up and see, the actual watches in all different types of light, daylight, dark, what have you.
It's reversing the flow of time. Doesn't us being here now mean it never happened?
Let's talk about the gas masks that are used in the movie.
Those were a major pain, so to say, because, these actors, John David and Pattinson, these guys running like crazy, nonstop with these masks on. We're out in the desert and it's hot, and they fog up like crazy. So the idea of keeping those things clean nonstop, keeping them defogged, was almost an impossible task. It was very difficult, but we did the best we could with what we were given, because here's the deal. The masks are real, and in order for those masks to be real and work, they're supplied oxygen. Well, we don't supply them real oxygen because we're using fake little prop tanks and things. So it's basically a non-working, non-functional mask at that point. So we had to cheat and drill holes in them and do little things, take all the little stops out of them, the breather valves inside of them, so that the actors could have fresh air inside to breathe and help us to keep them from getting fogged. There were days when, you know, poor John David, we're in this auditorium and Christopher is making him run, doing his thing, and he's just going and going and going. He'd take that mask off and it'd just pour out sweat. I mean, just like, wow.